if they were going to put up anybody investigative in nature, particularly, you can do no better than Benji Magalong, than Baguio Mayor Benji Magalong. Nakita natin yung pag-iimbestiga niya dun sa Mama Sapano, and as well as his illustrious career in the PNP. Dati yung CIDG head. And before that, SAF siya. So walang talaga, he's a man of integrity and of great expertise pagdating dito.
Ma'am, I would like to highlight po on what you said a while ago. Kanina, napakagandang observation. This serves as a warning doon po sa mga politiko o siguro mga opisyal ng gobyerno na willing magpagamit sa Administrasyong Marcos, and when the time comes na hindi na sila useful para sa administrasyon, ay anytime pwede po silang sibakin o paalisin sa pwesto.
Tingnan niyo yung konteksto. Dito sa issue ng flood control, who is the president going after? Sinasabi nila yung mga kontratista, pero ill-disguised yan. Nakikita natin na kahit paano ikinokorrelate ng taong bayan doon sa ilang mga kongresista. Mayroong mga very specific targets who are in Congress. Kita niyo na doon sa paglalabas ng partial list, di ba? Mayroon kaagad na tumatalon na mga pangalan doon. These people ay hindi natin madi-deny na tumulong sa Marcos administration. Pero dahil sa excesses nila, medyo nakakahiya na hindi na sila useful. And therefore, out na sila. And this is going to be a slow and painful separation sa ginagawa dito sa flood control. But this is the nature of the Marcos administration. Gamitan yan unless part ka ng clique. Unless part ka ng mga childhood friends, mga oligarchs, mga mayayaman na mga kilala nila, mga pamilya that have had money for a long time, mga pamilyang biglang yaman but who have been friends with the Marcoses for a long time, yan, they are constants. Anybody outside of that circle, you're just being used. So, parang reminder din yan na you're not one of us. You are dispensable and disposable. So kahit kailan, pwede namin gawin yan. And they will do that even to people as powerful as senators and congressmen. So in this case, kitang-kita ang kaputian.
Ma'am, on the other topic po, na-mention niyo na po yung flood control projects. Nakikita niyo po ba, ma'am, sa ongoing investigation ng Senado and doon po sa investigation being led by the President, sa tingin ninyo sa mga susunod na linggo o sa mga susunod na buwan ay may mapapanagot ng mga hindi lang kontratista, lalo na yung mga kongresista, kasi ito talaga yung sigaw ng taong bayan. Yung mga kongresista na nakikialam sa pondo ng bayan ay dapat mapanagot. Sa tingin niyo, ma'am, on the next weeks or next months ay may mapapanagot, mapapatalsik o mawawalaan ng pwesto?
Hindi sila ganun kagaling. Nakikita natin that although Senator Marcoleta will do a really good job at magre-rekomenda sila sa ombudsman kung may makita siya ng mga liabilities dito at kung sino ang mga dapat managot, wala akong kaduda-duda na magagawa yan ng Senado. Iba ng usapan later on, lalong-lalo na may parallel investigation or inquiry na gustong gawin din ng Kongreso. In the end, ang dapat nag-iimbestiga dito ay yung executive kasi nasa kanila yung resources at yung reasons for doing that. Bukod pa dyan, hindi ba matagal na rin natin pinag-uusapan na inquiries in aid of legislation, iba po yan. Hindi tayo dapat nagre-rely sa mga inquiries na yan para magdulot ng ebidensya for something that should have been investigated on its own by qualified investigators. May value talaga yung ginagawa ni Senator Marcoleta, but in the end, there's certain evidence na hindi mo makikita in an inquiry. So, may value yon, but titignan natin kung may magkakaroon ng sibakan, because if the executive agencies ay hindi naman gumagalaw for actual investigative work, then parang we're setting them up also to fail. O sige, iniitsipwera na ng mga Marcos itong mga ginamit nila dati, but I don't think they also want to push it to the level na magkakaroon ng ng mga state's witnesses, di ba? O may mga kakanta-kanta na dyan ng mga liabilities or anything that may sink the Marcos administration. That being said, Okay, that being said, the president nag-announce muna siya. Ang ginawa niya, nag-announce siya, hala, ito na-discover ko. Nagtutour of Luzon siya, nagtuturo ng mga empty spaces where the flood control projects are supposed to be. Ano ang value nito? Hindi ko nakikita na may value ito kasi anong kailangan? Under the AMLAC law, may mga kailangan kang i-file in the Court of Appeals in order to freeze accounts, to close up the accounts, to inquire into accounts. Anong ginagawa ng presidente? Wina-warning niya itong mga taong ito. Wala pang kaso, pero ang dami na niyang press release constantly, naglabas ng mga pangalan. Kung ako yan, or even any ordinary person with good sense na talagang naghahabol ng mga kriminal, hindi ka mag-a-announce until filing na ng mga kaso. Para may mailalabas kang hold departure order, pwede kang magpa-freeze ng accounts, then may jurisdiction ng hukuman. In the absence of that, this looks like a comms issue. This looks like a PR strategy. Parang nagmumukhang, yung presidente, inilalabanan niya ang korupsyon. Pero ang totoo niyan, from the legal point of view, you're just giving a warning shot. You're just warning all these people, magtago na kayo ng assets or get out of town in case magkaroon ng seryoso ng investigasyon. Who are they leaving the investigation to? The Senate? The House? These are not investigative agencies. Ang purpose ng kanilang inquiry is in aid of legislation. And while we are confident kay Senator Marcoleta, nothing will beat yung talagang forensic examinations done by qualified accountants specifically set up for that purpose, na dapat rin sinusupervise ng mga prosecutors para alam din ng mga investigator yung quantum of evidence that they have to reach. Hindi natin nakikita yan. At kaliwat kanan, nag-a-announce ang presidente, galit na ako. Sure, Mr. President, galit ka, pero you're letting these people get away. And it's agonizing na pinapanood natin in full view of the public, the President is giving them a reason to run away and out of reach of Philippine courts.
Ma'am, may nag-question din na dapat rin daw mapanagot yung gumawa daw ng script ni President Marcos nung last zona. 5,500 flood projects ipinagmalaki. Tapos ngayon, chinek. Wala naman pala, ma'am. Pero kidding aside, do you agree, ma'am, dun po sa suggestion po ng PDP Laban through its deputy spokesperson to create an independent body to investigate the flood control projects anomalies, and then ang gusto nila ay maitalaga dito ang lead investigator, si Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong. Your thoughts on this, ma'am?
Ako, if they were going to put up anybody investigative in nature, particularly, you can do no better than Benji Magalong, than Baguio Mayor Benji Magalong. Nakita natin yung pag-iimbestiga niya dun sa Mama Sapano, and as well as his illustrious career in the PNP. Dati yung CIDG head. And before that, SAF siya. So walang talaga, he's a man of integrity and of great expertise pagdating dito. I agree with the task force. Sa totoo lang, normally I wouldn't kasi trabaho naman yan ng mga ahensya. But something as hugely political as this, and because ang daming big names na posibleng iniimbestiga nila dito, you need something that is more transparent than these agencies. So agree ako dyan sa suggestion ng PDP. But it must be conducted with transparency, except for yung mga instances na syempre delikado ilabas yung mga information. Gayunpaman, agree on both counts. Task force is good for purposes of investigation and gathering evidence. So without prejudice to, let's say, parallel investigations by NBI or the PNP on certain matters, but they also must be well-equipped and well-prepared. So you need forensic accountants. You need lawyers. Yan yung mga you will need investigators, and they must be clothed with power. Kumbaga, gagawa tayo ng task force, gawaran din dapat sila ng power to inquire into these accounts. And sila ang mag-file doon sa AMLAC ng mga necessary cases or even ask for the necessary warrants on their part. So, yes, I agree with that one. Kasi nga, ganito na yung panahon eh. You can't really trust anybody. But Mayor Bangalong is somebody who retains the trust and remains an inspiration to people. Kaya niyang mag-walk away from being chief PNP, malabas lang yung katotohanan sa mamasapano. So you need somebody with that kind of track record.
Ma'am, issue na naman po, balik tayo sa communications business. Dahil maraming nagsasabi na itong issue kay Torre, diversionary tactic ito para malihis yung atensyon ng publiko sa issue po ng flood control scam last week. Pati yung issue ng extradition di umano kay Pastor. Kahit alam naman natin black propaganda, ginagawan pa rin ng anggulo. Ano tingin mo dito, ma'am, sa mga ginagawa nilang mga smoke screen para ilihis tayo? No? Makalimutan natin yung tindi ng issue sa flood control.
Yung kay Pastor Quiboloy, definitely it is a communications strategy. Pero hindi siya related sa flood control. Ang tingin ko, yung ginagawa nila is related more to his case. It is entirely possible na, alam nyo yon, may nararamdaman na ang prosecution that they might have an uphill battle, kumbaga. Baka hindi sila umabot sa quantum of evidence. So maglalabas ng ganito. This is to make, remember, active yung case ni Pastor. Tapos maglalabas ng ganyang information. Of course, people will be forced to think na, meron pa pala siyang ibang kaso, meron palang ibang kaso sa US, meron palang request for extradition. Take note, ang nilabas na balita is merely the request for extradition. Hindi nilalabas kung kino-consider ng Philippine government. Hindi nga sinasabi na kung ano ang plano o kung a-actionan ito. Just the existence of the request for extradition. Maglalabas ka lang ng ganyan because you think that it's going to be prejudicial to the case of Pastor Quiboloy. So ang tingin ko dito is maybe the prosecution might be struggling with their quantum of evidence, so kailangan nila ng public perception na mas mabigat. So especially if later on, let's say magka-problema dun sa kaso, I think maybe we're heading for an acquittal. This is me, this is an opinion. It's possible that it's heading for an acquittal and they want to head off public opinion on this. Hindi kasi ako naniniwala na mag-create sila ng diversionary tactic for flood control kasi mayroong ongoing inquiry in aid of legislation ang Senado at nag-iingay din ng inquiry in aid of legislation ang Kongreso. This issue is not going to go away soon. So pag sinabi mo kunwari, nagsiset up sila ng diversionary tactic, but the moment nag-umpisa yung September 1 hearing ng Senado, then na-defeat na kagad yung strategy. So as far as strategies or even tactics go, this is a stupid one if it is true. Kasi nga, magpa-hearing lang ang Senado, tapos naaalala na uli ng mga tao ito. Besides, I think for almost, ang sinasabi nga nila, baka umabot ng trillions of pesos ito. For a trillion peso issue, this is not going to go away and it's not going to be easy to forget. So a diversionary tactic is one of the worst things that you can do. So besides, any diversionary tactic must also consider yung attention span ng mga tao. If you try to divert too soon, you'll run the risk that it will be brought up again at a later time. Particularly one, katulad nitong flood control, na hindi lang inquiries ang ihaharap nito, this will be cases even later on. And with every instance, bumabalik at bumabalik sa atensyon ng mga tao. Let's face it, with social media and with dun sa dami ng mga alternative media ngayon, forgetting something is going to take something really, really huge. Once out na si General Torre, unless he starts talking about something else, people will soon lose interest and happily ibabaon siya sa limot. So how is this going to work as a diversionary strategy?